Nick Hague and Anne McClain begin the final steps that will lead to the closing of the outer thermal cover that you see they're working with right now, and then ultimately the closing of the hatch to the Quest airlock. A very successful day out in space for Expedition 59, as McClain and Hague did all of their work to relocate adapter plates upon which old nickel hydrogen batteries have now been stowed permanently, and the hookup of 3 new lithium-ion batteries that were delivered to the International Space Station last fall. This completes the upgrades, the power upgrades for the 4A channel, which will be brought back online later today after some additional testing and some of the procedures by the electrical systems officers here in Mission Control to ensure that all of those systems are up and running in good shape. This sets the stage for the next spacewalk in 1 week, next Friday, March 29th, by Anne McClain and Christina Cook, in which they'll perform similar work on the opposite side of the P4 truss, on the keel side, if you will, as they upgrade the 2A power channel to the International Space Station.
We copied. That's a good config. So with that, you can retrieve your anchor hook and stow on your mini workstation.
Work.
And just a programming reminder, you saw it on the screen a moment ago, but our coverage of next Friday's spacewalk to continue the upgrading of power systems on the International Space Station will again begin same time as today at 5:30 a.m. Central Time, 6:30 a.m. Eastern Time.
Ingress the airlock.
Good work.
You want to try to get your legs to go a little clear for me. There you go. I got your foot. You're just kind of stuck on me.
Got it. Let me get the thermal cover here.
Okay.
And Nick, we see the data from your suit looks nominal, so we're gonna go ahead and press on with our hatch ingress operations.
Yeah, sounds good.
Most of my cover is coming back.
It said it would.
In that theory.
Okay, what do you need me to stabilize your feet at all?
I was just trying to get in a little more.
Okay, I'll make some room. There you go.
Thermal cover is closed.
We copy and we see the thermal cover is closed. Next step for you guys is to remove the SCU from the stowage pouch, remove that DCM cover, and connect the SCU to the DCM and check that it's locked.
Copy.
Look into that space.
Alright, this one's mine.
Got it? Oh, it's wrapped around the crew lock bag. Hang on. And the PGT. Okay, is that enough slack for you to...
Thanks.
Okay. Just watch going too far south. You're going to knock open the thermal cover. Give us some more space to get in. There you go.
Yeah, my feet need to go more towards the IV hatch.
Okay. I can pull you this way a little.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay.
And some hours are trying to get situated, connect the UAA, or the SCUs, is that correct?
Copy, yes. The next step is to connect your SCU to your DCMs.
The EV1 has SCU connected and locked.
You don't work.
Copy, N.
You connected and locked.
The crew getting situated inside the crew lock section of the Quest airlock. Once again, Mary Lawrence, the flight director for today's spacewalk, as she will be a week from today for the next power upgrade spacewalk. On the right side of your screen, Thomas Pesquet of the European Space Agency has been your spacewalk communicator throughout the course of the day today, about to hand off communications chores to astronaut Tracy Caldwell Dyson.
Message.
And you water off. She was off message.
Copy, EV1 and 2. We now have to wait 2 minutes after you've performed that action before we can close the hatch.
Copy.
Copy.
And Anne and Nick, we have our 2 minutes clock. So Anne, you're going to verify that the outer hatch is clear of hardware. And once that is done, verify the handle position is per hatch decal.
Thank you. You want me to hold your feet down?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me get on top of them.
There we go. Perfect.
Okay.
Okay. And closing the hatch.
You go to close and lock the hatch.
Yes, I'm about to check the handle is for the decal for latching. The latch is full counterclockwise to hard stop, and the lock lever is closed. The hatch is closed for the decal.
And as you just heard from Anne McClain, the Quest airlock hatch is closed. Next step will be the work to begin the repressurization of the Quest airlock that will mark the official end of today's spacewalk.
So as a first step, I'd like you guys to check that your SCU is connected to your DCM.
V1 SCU is connected to DCM.
V2 connected, locked.
Yes. Check that the EV hatch is closed and locked.
The hatch is closed and locked, and the lock latch is indicating locked.
Nick, on the UIA, check that oxygen EMU 1 and 2 valves, 2 of them are open.
Oxygen 1 and 2, both open.
Copy. Nick, on the UIA, switch power EV1 and 2, 2 of them, to the on position and check the according light.
I got on 1, good light. On 2, good light.
And Nick, check that power EV1 2 volts is 18 to 19.
I got 18.6 on EV1 and EV2.
Copy. And you can now, both of you on your DCM, switch power to SCU and expect a warning tone.
Is power to SCU, got the tone.
Power to SCU.
All right, Anne and Nick, I'll now hand you over to David so you can transition from a French accent to another. We're very proud of you. You've made lots of people happy here. I see smiles on the ground. This is a day you will remember for a long time. Repress safely. The EVA is not over until you're out of the LCVG and the suits are stowed. But congrats on getting all the objectives and more.
Thank you, and thank you for your help today and the entire team down there. I know you've all waited a long time to get those batteries in this config. We were happy to play a part for it. Thank you for all the support. This one belongs to all of you that had a part in pulling it together. It is no small feat to do one of these successfully. There's certainly no routine day in spaceflight, and we appreciate all of the efforts that we could execute this mission safely.
And thank you for your words, Anne, and talk to you soon.
Nick, Anne, welcome back.
Hey, David.
Both of you, on your DCM, action, O2, actuator to press.
EV1 is in press. DCM says press.
Copy EV1 press.
O2, EV2, O2 actuator in press.
Copy EV2 press. And check that the EV hatch MPEV is closed.
EV hatch MPEV is closed.
I will now proceed to repress. I will start very gently. You let me know if we can increase the rates.
We copy.
This is Mission Control Houston. The clock now stopped on today's spacewalk. Repressurization of the Quest airlock has begun at 1:40 p.m. Central Time. The spacewalk, the 214th in support of space station assembly and maintenance, now concluded at an elapsed time of 6 hours, 39 minutes. Again, the spacewalk end time of 1:40 p.m. Central Time, The spacewalk elapsed time 6 hours, 39 minutes. This is Mission Control Houston. The repressurization of the Quest airlock is underway. Everything in good shape for the two spacewalkers, Anne McClain and Nick Hague, who are inside the crew lock section of Quest. The repressurization being monitored by Canadian Space Agency astronaut David St. Jacques along with Christina Cook. In the equipment lock section, you see them separated by the hatchway. That hatch will be open as soon as the crew lock section is fully repressurized to 14.7 pounds per square inch. Some statistics, as we always do at the end of every spacewalk. This was the 214th spacewalk in support of space station assembly and maintenance. The first spacewalk conducted at the International Space Station this year, the first of Anne McClain's career and for Nick Hague as well, both totaling 6 hours and 39 minutes. Today's spacewalk lasted 6 hours, 39 minutes. The 214 spacewalks now conducted at the International Space Station have totaled 1,341 hours and 39 minutes of spacewalking time, or the equivalent of 55 days, 21 hours, and 39 minutes. Again, this is the first of 3 spacewalks for Expedition 59. Actually, the first of 4. There will be a Russian spacewalk conducted in late May by Oleg Kononenko and Alexei Ovchinin. So of the 4 spacewalks planned for Expedition 59, this was the first, obviously out of the Quest airlock. Again, today's spacewalk began at 7:01 a.m. Central Time, concluded at 1:40 p.m. Central Time for an elapsed time of 6 hours, 39 minutes.
How's the rate right now for you?
2 good.
2's good.
For these, we should be up we're around 3.0.
Copy.
Copy.
These are approaching 4.0. Expected tone.
Copy.
Copy.
EVs, as we approach 5.0, heads up, I will stop the repress.
Copy.
Copy.
This is Mission Control Houston. Christina Cook and David St. Jacques in the equipment lock section of the Quest airlock as they monitor the methodical repressurization of the crew lock section of Quest, where just beyond that hatchway reside Anne McClain and Nick Hague, having completed a 6-hour, 39-minute spacewalk today, in which they relocated adapter plates, moved old nickel-hydrogen batteries for storage on the truss of the International Space Station, and hooked up brand new lithium-ion batteries that are in the final stage of their checkout. The 4A power channel that was the subject of today's upgrades will be brought back online and fully operational later tonight. Turning our attention to next week, preparations already underway for the second in the series of these spacewalks that will be conducted by Anne McClain and Christina Cook to conduct similar work on the 2A power channel on the P4 truss of the International Space Station.
259 millimeters mercury. Hatch equalization valve is off OFF. We're going to wait 2 minutes for crew lock pressure to stabilize.
Copy.
Copy all.
While the repressurization of the Quest airlock is underway, the ballistics officer here in Mission Control, known as the TOPO, or Trajectory Operations Officer, is completing final preparations for a reboost of the International Space Station using the ISS 71 Progress thrusters on the Russian segment of the station that's scheduled for just after 9 a.m. Central Time tomorrow. That reboost will put the International Space Station at the right altitude with the correct phasing for the scheduled launch of the next unpiloted Russian Progress resupply vehicle on April 4th from the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan that will execute the second two-orbit rendezvous to reach the International Space Station just 3 hours after its launch.
Navies, we're now in the middle of the 1 minute leak check.
Copy. Copy.
As per the procedures, Hague and McClain have conducted leak checks on their suits inside the crew lock section of Quest. Everything in good shape. That'll set the stage for the resumption of the repressurization of the Quest airlock.
1 minute elapsed. Delta T, 0. Good leak check. Heavies, check that your glove heaters are off. OFF.
One, glove heaters are off.
2, glove heaters are off.
Gloves off. Check gloves for contamination.
1 has no signs of contamination.
Beyond 1.
TV2, I've just got some dark grease on mine. Otherwise, they're clean.
Copy, dark grease on 2. TVs, action. Take O2 actuator to Ivy.
TV1 is in Ivy.
2's in Ivy.
Both in Ivy. I'm going to resume repress at a higher rate. Let me know if it's okay.
Yeah.
That rate.
Good rate.
Good rate.
Good. Comfortable?
Comfortable.
Comfortable.
EVs, heads up. As we reach end of repress and DPT goes to 0, you can expect the tone.
Copy.
Copy.
PVs are going to proceed with hatch opening. Nick, make sure that your helmet is clear of the hatch mechanisms.
Okay, I am clear.
The wear is also clear.
Everything is pulled back.
The crew lock section of the Quest airlock has now been repressurized to 14.7 pounds per square inch of pressure. David St. Jacques now will open up the hatch, and he and Christina Cook will work in tandem to bring back inside the airlock Nick Hague and Christina and Anne McClain, who completed a 6-hour, 39-minute spacewalk at 1:40 p.m. Central Time. All of their objectives and get-ahead tasks having been completed. And the hatch now open. Anne McClain will be put on the side wall of the equipment lock on the right side of your screen. Nick Hague will be on the left side.
Eastern Station, hatch is open. Ready for your steps on 4.
We copy, David, and step 4 is in work.
It works. Nick, do you think we need to clean your gloves before you come in?
No.
Oh, looks okay. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to first take Nick out, and first we're going to take your safer away.
Okay. And I don't know if you can reach my waist feather, or if David wants to dive in there and get it. My waist feather?
Yeah.
No, I was talking to them.
Yeah, he's got it.
St. Jacques and Cook now moving Nick Hague back inside the equipment lock. He'll be placed on the rack on the side wall of the equipment lock on the left side of your screen. First, they'll take the SAFER unit, the Simplified Aid for EVA Rescue unit, off of his suit. That will be stowed, as will be the case for Anne McClain a few moments from now.
Okay, Nick, I'm going to put you on the air. Next time we're going to take you out and take off your safer.
This is Mission Control Houston, and McClain now back inside the equipment lock, as was the case a moment ago with Nick Hague, who's on the left side of your screen. McClain's simplified aid for EVA rescue jetpack will be removed. She'll be placed on the right sidewall. There will be photos taken of the suits, their gloves for engineering analysis, and then the crew will doff their helmets and after a period of time get out of those suits and have a chance for a bite to eat and a chance to relive the day's activities with their crewmates. Again, the spacewalk began at 7:01 a.m. Central Time as McClain and Hague in the crew lock section of the Quest airlock placed their suits on battery power to mark the official start of the spacewalk. They moved outside, quickly set up all of their tools and equipment, and went to work with the relocation of a series of adapter plates that were brought up on the Japanese HTV cargo ship, a resupply ship that arrived at the station last September with adapter plates and new lithium-ion batteries to upgrade the station's power system. The adapter plates were installed one by one in the integrated electronics assembly grid at the P4 truss of the International Space Station. Old nickel hydrogen batteries were mounted on top of those plates, and electrical cables were hooked up between the adapter plates and the new lithium-ion batteries to complete the work associated with the upgrade of the station's systems for its 4A power channel. Similar work will be conducted next Friday when McClain and Christina Cook move outside for the second spacewalk in this series to service the 2A power channel on the P4 truss of the station. Our coverage next Friday, as it was today, will begin at 5:30 a.m. Central Time, 6:30 a.m. Eastern Time. The spacewalk itself scheduled to begin a few minutes later than was the case today, approximately 7:20 a.m. Central, 8:20 a.m. Eastern Time, because of a difference in communications coverage between today's spacewalk and the one in the offing next Friday.
Red on one, ready to copy.
Real simple. It's just some inspections on Anne. We want you to check her. This is around your step 50. And we'll want you to check the connection between her biomed pigtail and the signal conditioner. we lost data on her during the EVA, and we're just trying to troubleshoot, so it would help us out. Tell us what you see there. And then on Nick, and this is around your step 26, going back up, when you disconnect the EMU TV power cable from the EMU, there around the helmet, just to inspect that area and let us know what you see, because we didn't get any WVS from him throughout the EVA.
Copy. At 26, we'll inspect Nick's TV cable, and at 50, we'll inspect Anne's pigtail connections.
Good readback.
Both of you can take your actuators to off. Your DCM purge valve. Open.
Station Houston, Space Ground 1 for the airlock, and EV2.
Going on 2, going on 1 for airlock EV2.
If EV2 can hear, we have a special guest.
Hey, EV2, it's your wife. I know you can't talk to me, but that's normal. You just have to listen. You guys nailed it. Awesome job. I'll talk to you later. Love you.
Here in Mission Control, Katie Hague, who's the wife of Nick Hague, herself an Air Force officer, wishing her husband congratulations on the completion of his first spacewalk as he is about to doff his helmet, giving a wave along with Christina Cook as they work on post-spacewalk photography and all of the preparatory work to doff the helmets. Following today's spacewalk that completed all of the objectives and more, including get-ahead tasks associated with the upgrading of power systems for a power channel on the P4 truss of the International Space Station.
The crew, you can check your suit P, verify it's below 0.4.
This is Mission Control Houston in the equipment lock section of the Quest airlock. Helmets are now off for both Anne McClain, who's facing the camera, and Nick Hague, who this camera is just above his head as those helmets are being stowed away for use on a later spacewalk. Spacewalk having been completed at 1:40 p.m. Central Time at 6 hours and 39 minutes. All of the objectives met in the connection of the new lithium-ion batteries, the relocation of old nickel-hydrogen batteries on adapter plates out on the P4 truss of the International Space Station. So with that, we'll wrap up our coverage of today's spacewalk. We thank you for joining us today. And just a reminder, 1 week from today, on Friday, March 29th, coverage of the next spacewalk, the one to be conducted by Anne McClain and Christina Cook, begins at 5:30 a.m. Central Time, 6:30 a.m. Eastern Time. That one to service and upgrade the power systems on the 2A power channel of the P4 truss of the International Space Station. We hope you'll join us again a week from today for the next spacewalk by Expedition 59. In the meantime, we'll sign off for today. Have a great weekend. This is Mission Control Houston.
Hey, you're watching NASA TV, on the air and online every day, on this planet and beyond.